Welcome back to the Imperfectly Perfect Couple podcast with Tank and Candy.
I can say my own name.
Okay.
But no, but just keep it going.
No.
Just keep it going.
I'm starting over. 1, 2, 3.
Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect. Imperfect. Imperfectly. Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect couple. Oh yeah.
Welcome back to the Imperfectly Perfect Couple podcast. I'm Candy.
And I am Tank.
So, what's been going on with you, sir?
Well, you know, everything. Same thing every week. You ask the same damn question all the time.
Don't play with me.
Need to switch
today.
it up.
Don't play with me. So, I would like to start the podcast off by saying congratulations to the Lions. Okay?
Yep. Indeed.
Yeah.
The city.
The city.
The city was up. Last week, we spoke on all of the events that was taking place.
Mm-hmm.
And that concert, I can say I really slept on that 42 Doug and Friends concert.
Yeah.
I you know what? Maybe because I've been so consumed, and then, you know, I really don't listen to the radio. Not just in the house, you know what I'm saying? So, and I really don't go nowhere like that, not like how I was used to being in the car, you know, with my other job or whatever the case. So, it kind of, it went over the radar. I didn't know it was going to be like that, especially the guest list, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The guest list was crazy, and it was no drama.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
I mean, if it was, from to the magnitude to where if there was, it didn't overshadow, and it didn't even make it out to, you know, the local blogs and influencers that's in the city. You know, nobody had nothing to say. Nothing but just nothing but good things, man. And big up to Doughboys Cash Out and Team Eastside. You know, they did their thing. And it was good for the city to see that. Good for a lot of people to see that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do as well. So, anything that you've been seeing besides, you know, our lovely Lions winning and everything, anything that you've been seeing that caught your eye or your attention?
Yeah, it's a couple of things. It's quite a few things. One of the things I would like to bring up is, hold on, you can go ahead if you want to. I gotta find it.
So, I think the one thing that's been catching my attention has been the Photoshop post.
No, you know they got a whole
Facebook page.
Yeah,
it's a page now that's for it. Before,
Photoshop me.
I don't know how recent the page is, but it's funny because I seen one that said something like, hurry up and Photoshop me a side tooth. I got somewhere to be. And it's a picture of a lady that didn't have a side tooth. And so they basically Photoshop her tooth, and people were like coloring it yellow in. Some people actually like gave her a nice looking grill to where it was like, here you go, sis, a whole pair of veneers, and they like Photoshopped her whole mouth, and it looked amazing. And then there was another one that said, hurry up and Photoshop me a BBL. And so that was funny. And then I seen, I guess a parent had said, Photoshop my baby some hair because their baby was bald. So
that is, you know, that I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? When you have little ones that's coming up, you want them to be, even though we know nobody's perfect, but you want like the you know, the hair, the whatever. You know, you want that to be full if it can be. You know what I'm saying? So no, I get that one. I get it.
But it was a picture like some people were giving them like if I'm not saying this right, correct me, emo hairdos or whatever.
I don't know.
You know, when the hair be in the face like this.
Like the swoop?
Like the gothic look. Yeah.
Oh, like the Justin Bieber almost.
Yeah, in the sense.
Yeah.
So like people photoshopped that. People actually gave the baby like a real hairdo, like a little curly. Some people were putting like the beards and the fades on the baby.
Wow.
It was so funny. And those are like entertaining to kind of keep you going. And I recently seen that they had the whole page like dedicated to that. So that's really funny. So
Really?
yeah, so
I seen this. I don't know how true this is, but I seen this one post that was on social media. And it was a thing to where, I mean, and you know what? It's not shocking, but supposedly there's a local place where you can rent things from, like furniture and household items and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. They're now renting, you can like rent your Jordans from there.
what?
But I mean, but when you think about it, I mean, hopefully they don't take them back. That's kind of, you know what I'm saying? But when you think about it, like when you buy stuff like off Carolina, it's just the same. Well, I think I said it right. Klarna. Y'all know what it is. Yeah.
Carolina.
You know, that's almost like the same thing, but it's just that you getting the product right then and there. I don't know the full terms and conditions and all that type of stuff. But I'm like, dang, it's
That's different.
Yeah, for sure.
So what else they say you can rent besides like Jordan?
I didn't even look off into all of that. I didn't go. Most definitely, I didn't go. I didn't go into that.
I mean, you got your other stuff like your tuxedos and things of that sort that you can kind of like rent. Give back.
Yep. That's true.
I mean, we were in bowling shoes. Mm-hmm. So when you ain't got bowling, if you ain't got no bowling shoes, we were in skates.
Skates. Yep, I was just about to say skates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, and that's where it's going. You know. Mm-hmm. What else? I mean, so what's the? Mm-hmm.
I'm just over here cracking up.
Why?
I'm just silly right now. I'm just silly. My day was just like filled with silliness today.
Really?
Yeah.
From when?
Just messing with you.
No, because when you came in the house, you kind of.
Man, listen. I be tired when I get off work.
I understand.
I be drained. And
I understand.
I don't even think it's a thing to where it's like some things get overwhelming because like in my line of work, you tend to like overcare and want to insert yourself in just everything. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you're being forced to kind of insert yourself in, people's business and their livelihood and all of that. And it's like, you get so much, and then when you get home, you like, okay, like I think I can relax. I can't relax. We got this almost 2-year-old.
Oh man,
who's running around the house. That's like full of surprises. Let's touch on Kaylani for a little bit. And
man.
The things that she's been getting into, like today.
Mm-hmm.
I called myself laying down. I think what you were in the kitchen or the living room.
I was about to go get the food.
Yeah, you were somewhere near, and in the midst of just a split second, the kids were rotating, getting in the showers. She went in the bathroom.
Quick,
climbed up on the toilet, got in the sink, turned the water on, and she just in there just
She
splashing.
was in the sink?
She was in the sink, like she sat down, splashing, all kind of stuff. Had stopped the sink up to where the sink was filling up. Like, it was on the verge of like overflowing.
But you know what the funny thing about all of that is she don't get like that until you get home.
I don't understand that.
She don't get like that until you get home. When she here with me, I don't experience that.
But you notice when I was working from home, and I was telling him this too, like it's some things in her that I didn't see working from home when she was here with me all day. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's just like, after a certain time, it's like turn up for her.
Hey, I guess so. Because like what was funny, like today, for example, like when I opened the door and I opened the door to either to look to see how the weather was, if it was icy or whatever outside. And it was straight. So I closed the door and she was like, something. Mommy. Ooh. Less than 5 minutes. It wasn't even 5 minutes. Less than a minute. You come back and in. I'm like, man, did she sense that you was coming down the street?
Did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but she turned it on, right? Like she knew it was about that time. She was doing like this little fake cry, and you know, she was ready for it. She was ready for it.
Yeah. That's my baby though.
Oh yeah.
She's something different. I can say out of all of our kids, I feel like even though we had Gabe and Cassidy back to back, even though that they were busy together, I feel like she's the busiest out of all of the kids. Like I feel like we all had calm kids, you know what I'm saying? But I think Callie's personality as a baby was calm. Gabe's personality as a baby was calm. Cassidy was a little obnoxious.
And she cried. She traumatized me. Yeah.
But then we had more. So then I would say like Kaylani was like a blended mixture as a baby. She was kind of like, I don't want to be detached, but I want some independence type of deal.
Right.
But then now it's like she just be zoop, 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 zoop. And I be like, oh my God. And then she's saying all of these different words and putting all of these different sentences together to where it's like, I'm like, what'd you say? She was just talking about cupcakes and happy birthday and stuff. And
I know she told when my mom, I was on the phone with my mom, and she like, I was like, come on, let's go to the back. I gotta change your diaper. And she was like, something. I want an apple. Mom was like, did she just say she want? I was like, yeah, she just said she want an apple.
So she putting it together. So.
Yeah, yes indeed.
Proud of my baby.
Oh yeah, for sure. Potty training is coming next.
Yeah, we haven't even started.
Nah, we've been kind of lax. We've been kind of lax. We've been very lax.
We like the older parents that, tend to have the kids late sometime, and it's like, even though it's like our fourth, each one you kind of get like,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm tired, what I'm saying, in a sense, but it's not to the point to where we're like treating them different. We stay on all of them equally, and she just gets more of our attention because she's the busiest.
I think it's more so of a thing too, to where, like, Gabe, Cassidy, and Callie, they all got their own little worlds going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gabe is like, I ain't about to really mess with, that's, all of that's beneath me. You know what I'm saying? When it come to Gabe, he to himself. Cassidy is the Fortnite, and Gabe play the games too, but it's like he kind of reserved to himself, whatever the case. But when it comes to Cassidy, she's the one that won a game with her friends and play the Roblox and what's the other thing? It's Fortnite. It's mainly Fortnite, I believe, ain't it? Yep. So that's where and Callie is the one that's in between. Like 1 minute she's, she could be in her own world 1 minute. The next minute you look up, she painting her nails. Next minute you look up, she doing her makeup and trying to do Kaylani's face. Yeah. And then she's, she play
that role to where she want to be a big girl, but she want to be a baby still. Yeah. She only 6, so yeah, she goes back and forth. So.
And then, but to keep balance with all of they asses, if I will, confession. And you probably knew this. Well, this is the first time I can honestly say that we actually downloaded, because you've always had it, AT&T app. So last week, they were trying to figure out what was going on with their internet on their devices. I paused the hell out of them shits. I paused the hell out of all of them. All of their devices was paused. Because I came in the house and it was, they hadn't did something and they just felt entitled.
Dishes or something with Cassidy.
Yeah, they felt entitled. Yeah, she tried to play
and
me.
And I didn't even know, see, this is the part, I didn't know what was going on because they're coming in my room and they're like, Ma, it's just something wrong. Like, I don't know what's going on with the internet. Like, it just stopped working all of a sudden. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And he's telling them to come ask me.
I'm like, well, it's working downstairs in the basement. I was like, the TV working, everything good. I was like, I think your mom, her phone working, everything straight. Like, ain't nobody else having problems. I paused the hell out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because social media can be a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And speaking of that, that's a perfect segue into what this topic or this episode is going to be about.
Okay. So, a sultry voice.
All right. So, anything else?
I don't got nothing.
All right, we'll be back. All right. Anything you want to say before?
Yeah, I want to talk about last night because I wasn't clear.
Last night. What happened last night? What happened last night? What happened last night?
You had cards or something.
No, you had cards as well.
Listen. When I doze off, I doze off. I wake up, briefly see some cards in my hand, and I don't know where the cards come from. He talking about some we was playing Uno.
We was playing Uno.
We wasn't playing no damn Uno.
We were playing Uno. It was on the herd midway of us
How
playing.
How many cards did you pass out?
Midway of us playing, you fell asleep when it was your turn.
That is a lie.
You
I
did.
was like, see, this is how I know that Dewan be messing with you. Be messing with me.
Anyways, I don't know what
you
you're
be messing with me.
Whatever.
Listen, he messes with me. He talking about some. I was playing a game of Uno with him. What are you doing?
Look, it's time to get on with the episode.
Come on now.
All right. Okay, so.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. So, with this episode, we're going to talk about what are the effects of digital media? Like, what type of effects does the internet, does social media, all of that play in? Now, originally, I said relationships, but I want to add all of the ships. Relationships, friendships, business partnerships. What type of effects could that have in your ship that you have?
A lot.
A lot? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever experienced any of these issues in these ships?
All the time.
Like what?
You want me to give examples, actual examples, hardcore examples? Of course I'm going to use disclosure. I'll say it like this. When it comes to like just messages, like, because back then we didn't have text messages. We just pick up the phone and call. You know what I'm saying? So whatever a person needed to hear from you, they heard your tone, they heard, where you was coming from, whether if it was I'm about to go off on you or I'm just trying to set the record straight in a sense.
Right.
So friendships with text messaging and instant messaging and things of that sort, a lot of things can kind of get misconstrued and get mistaken for a certain tone that you may, talk in. A lot of times things get overlooked when it comes to messages because it's like you may be looking at stuff and, oh, I seen the message, but I didn't read it all the way, or I seen it, but I put my phone down because I got distracted with something else.
Right.
And I think, like, nowadays we kind of take things because things are so available and at our hands and fingertips. Like, we can often, like, mistake and be like, oh, she's ignoring me, or he's ignoring me, or, they don't want to answer my message, or because they took too long, like, you don't have other stuff going on. It's like, in that aspect is where I found that it's kind of like affected, just me and my personal ships.
Got you. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I do agree. So in so many words of what you're saying is that people put their own emphasis or their own intent on like whatever, on how it's supposed to be delivered.
Or they misunderstand or misinterpret the meaning or the feeling that's behind it.
So it's like it's so basically it's kind of like almost open-ended.
In a sense.
Because it's left open. Even though that you may be closing it out in that person's mind, they can be reading it with anger.
Right, because you're mad or something happened or just looking at it, like a lot of times I've experienced this too. If I don't put like LOL at the end of it or a JK or just kidding or something, like that's taken like, are you being serious? Or you said that like,
Right.
and it was just no emotion
Right.
behind it. And it's not taking it, they're not taking it as you're just reading it like, oh, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, oh, you trying to come for me or whatever the case. So.
Well, see, this is with me. I mean, maybe I'm gonna just say me. I don't like getting off into like lengthy. Okay, it's two things.
That's me.
Not the lengthy text messaging, and if it's a thing to where, lengthy. When I say lengthy text messaging, as far as like I need to write a book or several paragraphs. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a no. If it's gonna be a thing to where I know it's gonna be a lot of back and forth going, that's a no. I'd rather I'm a interject some type of way and be like, look, we just need to let's just talk to each other on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Or you'll ignore it.
Or I may.
Yeah, because I've sent you like a paragraph before.
Because it's like, what's the point? I got
a response back.
But my thing is, it's like if I know that you in a situation to where you can't talk, and that's what need to be done, having a conversation. Why do I need to keep responding back? No, I'm not. That's a waste of my time.
Oh.
That's a waste of my time. You don't think so?
It depends.
Hey, that's a waste of my time. I see you when I see you,
cuz. Depends. But I mean, I would say most men in your situation, that is typical that you guys don't do the back and forth thing. Typically, you see, or it's like in a woman's nature to, I'm about to type everything out so you can see it and so you can read it or whatever the case.
Okay. So that was pretty much like the general way of how like this new age digital world that we living in, or how it can affect things like from a general standpoint. So like if you was to like I ain't gonna say narrow it down, but if you was to pinpoint like a relationship, friendship, or business partnership or anything, do you got any other ways that you think it could affect? Or
yeah, I mean, when the lines of communication.
For which one?
I say like business ships, like when the lines of communications is just not there or just not available, or just shut down to where, you know, I'm sending something to try to get an update on something and I don't hear anything back. You know, and that could be email, that could be text messaging, that could be however you communicate with a business partner in a business ship. You know, it's just, those things are just kind of like left as they are in a sense. It's like and it's funny because it's like we kind of almost already touched bases on it as far as like when it comes to the business aspect. It's more so a thing to where it's like, because you know, don't get me wrong, like when it comes to technology and this digital age that we in, it is convenient. In a lot of cases it is I'm gonna just leave it as convenient. But some things need that personal, let me put my, you know what I'm saying? It need that personal, like you need to hear this person saying whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? So certain things don't get mixed and screwed through the translations, or like we said earlier, misinterpreting things, you know what I'm saying? So, no. To a certain extent.
Well, what?
Because with even business ships, I need my stuff in writing. That's how I be feeling.
Well, that too.
You
I mean,
know,
but you have some people that feel as if, you know, it's much easier to let's just go ahead and utilize whatever app that's available to us, and that's how we're gonna do business right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that it won't be done in writing, but this is how we gonna get this stuff done here because you know what I'm saying? So they don't necessarily reach out right then and there to where like you hearing them, you may be hearing a voice right away. You know what I'm saying? They'd rather, you know, send a message. Hey, do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? What about as far as, well, I think now switching gears, going into relationships, besides the clearing up thing or the miscommunication, I think that it can be a distraction because some people, you may have one that may be addicted to social media. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Looking for validations and, you know, from certain places, or just overall addicted to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see a lot of people that do like detoxes or like what they say like cleanses from social media because they're so engulfed in it to where it's like they go down the rabbit hole. It's like you'll probably see them posting, and then it'll go from that to I post something here, I post something there, and then eventually they're like completely like removed off. And then, I know people personally that do it because it'd be other things that be going on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think everybody that, needs a break. But I think because you don't set a limit on it, you don't know what's too much from jump. Like, you don't set your boundaries with it.
I agree, but I think it need to be a thing of being clear. Yeah, you set your boundaries. I think it's a thing to where you knowing yourself. I don't even know if it's a thing of boundaries. I think it's a thing of you knowing yourself and you knowing how much you can take before it before it consumes you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think it's a thing to where people have to be honest with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with themselves to where it's like, all right, I'm in over my head right here every so many minutes. And actually, they actually have, like in our phones, I think even a lot of the apps, they show you how, if you want to know, like the time limits on like, all right, you visited such and such platform this amount of times this week or for the day. You know what I'm saying? So there are things that can, help you back away. But okay, so that's one aspect. You have another aspect too to where, people commenting on stuff or people liking or hearting certain things, and it can be that
like I got somebody's attention.
Not that thing of trust to where people feeling like, wait a minute, hold on, what you doing with little buddy or Mary Sue? You know what I'm saying? You all on her page, you liking all her pictures or you liking all his pictures. So yeah, that can be a thing.
But I think that comes down to the security and the trust in a relationship too, because our generation, we were kind of like brought into the social media thing when we were like fresh out of high school, and this was like all new to us.
Well, the speed, I say to where when it actually got to the point to where it was like, all right, this is here to stay, but we were already indulging in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in a sense, but like when it comes down to like the actual apps, like Facebook and the Instagrams and things of that sort, like we were kind of like we weren't new to it, but it was like how it just come at you with the feeds and the different things. At first it was like, okay, Facebook, you could just poke somebody. You were like, what you doing poking me? This person poke, and it went from that to, it was just for college students, and then it went from just being college students to everybody, so it's a lot of evolving, but I think it boils down to the trust that you have in your partner.
Yep.
When it comes to personal relationships, because with personal relationships, it can cause that wedge, or like you were just saying, like that mistrust, or I don't like you liking all of them people's posts, or who is this person, and it can make you insecure.
I think it can be kind of weird, though. I mean, I think that's
What's weird?
I think it's kind of weird to where when, like, you have people that feel like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially if you know your individual. Well, supposedly,
but some people think they do and they don't.
Well, clearly, I mean, because you have, and I've never really, even though it may be a thing to where guys may do this, but you have the ladies actually making stats about this, what I'm about to say. And that is, they don't show whoever they with. Oh. Because I guess in some magical world, they feel as if that is going to be a thing to where that's going to help keep whatever they think they have
together,
stronger.
Whatever.
It's like, come on now.
I think like this too. Like you got to think of the terms and the circumstances in which you obtained or got this person's attention, or how you, where you found them at.
Yep.
What were y'all doing? What was going on at that particular time? Because
was you the sneaky link?
Because just as fast as you can get them, you can lose them to the same exact situation in which you found them. So that's another thing.
So to me, I think like with a lot of this stuff, or like with the relationship portion, I believe is a thing too, to where it's like, well, once again, you just got to be real with yourself. It ain't even just with the relationship portion. You got to be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a thing too, to where it may be a thing to where you facing yourself, because based on like to what you said, to where it's like, all right, if I got you because I was in your DMs or you was sliding in my DMs or whatever the case, and I know you had somebody and now we together, okay, subconsciously, but consciously, I know that you the type.
Yep, they like to be in the DM.
That'll take that bait. So now, hell yeah, I'll be very insecure. You know what I'm saying? I'll be very insecure because I know that, you know, hey, we went to MGM Casino and we was, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that used to be our spot. And you had a whole family at home. So yeah, I ain't gonna show your face. I'm gonna keep you a secret. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep you a secret.
Secret Steve.
So what you got? You got some stuff over there?
Yeah, so this came from Google, okay? A website called Get Nooks. Well, I don't know what that is.
What is it that you got?
Anyway, but 16% of adults have ended a relationship due to something that occurred via social media. And just going, if we could stick to the ships, do you want to go down to teens and what they experience?
Go ahead. I mean, like, what you got? A little bit.
51% of all teens relationships are being documented, followed, and analyzed through social media.
Oh, for sure. Pause right there.
Okay.
Pause right there. It's a documentary that I watched, and this documentary that I watched a few weeks ago, and I think I might have spoke about it or something. But this documentary that I watched, it was basically talking about social media, like where we are now, and how a lot of the features and things, how initially when they were created, how they were created with good intent, and a lot of the engineers and CEOs and people that were there to help, you know, get a lot of the platforms that we've grown to love in the space to where they are now. They were basically spilling the beans in a lot of areas, to the point to where it's like, you know, how like one of the things that you were saying, like how is that like the algorithm project or predict or it expect for you to be making a post at a certain time, picking up your phone, doing this at a certain time, and if you don't, it has a way of making you feel or think that
you
need to be there. You know what I'm saying? So, So I agree with you with that. And they were also saying too, when it comes to like they also had broke out the statistics of basically saying when it comes to like the suicide rate and like the cutting rate. You know, like with teens, like the cutting, like people that cut themselves, like with teenagers that normally do it or whatever the case, they were saying that has skyrocketed like crazy because of all of the different things, to where, you know, from the filters on how, you know, you can make yourself look perfect.
Just like how we said, Photoshop me a booty. Yeah.
You know? So how you can make yourself look perfect, and behind closed doors, you're really not looking like that. And then you getting all of these likes when you are painting the image that you are perfect. And they saying that that's really messing with a lot of people's mental. You know what I'm saying? They can't handle that. The best way I heard them put it is social media has like, or just technology has advanced like 1 trillion times, you know, from the point of like mid 2000s to where it's at now. And you expect for us to where we don't even use the full 100% of our brain. So it's like, are we really built to handle the effects that come from that? And just based on the data in that documentary, no, we're not. You know what I'm saying? So you got some other stuff?
Yeah, also 34% of women in relationship feels that their partner is distracted by their smartphone when they are together.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait. You said women feel that men?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's both. I don't think
It just say I don't have what the percentage is of men, but I would assume this is out of like.
I think that's both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think
it
that
could
go
go
both
both
ways.
ways.
Yeah, I think that go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Both ways. So okay, so do you have anything that so do you have anything to where like what are some things that you think or found that people could do? I mean, because I think I've heard like you got certain like special restaurants that you go to where it's like a basket and you got to put your phone in there. You know what I'm saying? No phones. So do you have any ideas or suggestions of what people probably could do, or did you find anything about that?
I would say like I think everything is like within limits. You know what I'm saying? Like how you were saying, like know your limit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, set boundaries with different things. If you have teens and children in the home, do what he did, freeze the internet.
Listen.
Like
hit that pause button.
Like
they looking crazy.
Disconnected. Like we have parental controls too, like on the devices in the house too. But you know, this was like your first time like downloading like the whole AT&T home system. So now he got access to doing what he needs to do when he's here with the
shut
kids.
it down. You hear me? Shut it down.
Yeah, so I just think that that's part of that. And, you know, I feel like among adults is more so like communication. Because if you're not communicating with your partner and telling them, you know, openly sometimes like what you're doing and what you're, you know, what you may be looking at, in a sense that can make them insecure too. Like if you just out and we supposed to be having a good time and you just the whole time, it's like what really got your attention to where like we're having a conversation and your face is plastered in the phone. Like
that, you know, it's communicating. I think that overall just engaging in conversation with whoever it may be. So if it's your business partner, whether it's your husband, wife, or whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, or even your children, I think it's very important to have those conversations. You know what I'm saying? Just you know, have those conversations. Like try to never be too tired just to listen, because in a lot of cases people just want to be heard a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Get that off their chest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just hear them out. Or they want you to come to them and be like, you know, dang, they did ask me about how my day was going. Well, you know what? Yeah, my day was cool and this and that. Which brings me to a thing to where, you know, in a lot of cases or a lot of instances too, like one of this is a series that we watch, and I believe we're going to wind up talking about that. It's a series on Netflix called Sex Life. And the way how I interpreted, like, the reason what took the main character down her whole spiral of exploration again, if you will, it was because her husband was too consumed with his job and he didn't want to listen. Even if you take it to one of a lot of people's favorite, Power. If you look at that, it was a thing to where Tasha she wasn't hearing James out. She wasn't hearing it. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point to where she wanted to keep it at this, like how he said, little hood. Yeah, you know, she wanted to keep it at that level. And he's like, listen, you know, in so many words, like, look, we are beyond this. Like,
we're getting older.
We're getting older, and we can have legitimate bread, but she didn't want to hear it. So when here it comes, unfortunately, it was a thing to where this is an old fling that he's familiar with, but she listened. Right. She listened to, you know, his wildest, crazy dreams. And a lot of times that's what it be. People just want to be heard, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of areas. So for me, I think that communicating and, you know, just indulging in conversation, and I think that will help a lot of us with navigating through these crazy overbearing times.
And I will add too, like, if you don't feel that you can communicate with your partner, your significant other, if you need therapy, that's another thing too, because
Yeah.
at least you can have somewhere or a peer mediator or somebody to interject between the conversation
Yeah.
so that it can go both ways. So it's not just one person projecting everything off into another individual and they're able to rebuttal to say like, okay, I hear you, I understand what you're going through, but hey, hear me out too. I need this, this, and this from you. Like a lot of times it becomes lopsided or it becomes one-sided. So
Yeah.
another thing that I was gonna say is like negative impacts when it comes to technology on like relationships. They can it can impact social skills, especially in children and young adults.
Yep.
Miscommunication between text messages, like how we stated before, and is without face-to-face interaction, it's not easy to read body languages and what somebody is really trying to say.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. And a lot of times too, you know, I think when it comes to like the relationships, I think this probably can apply to all of them as well. You know, you seeing image that's being projected, it's carefully projected. Nobody's showing their house junky. Nobody's showing, you know, with their head or their hair all over their head or looking. So everything gets strategically done. So what tends to happen in a lot of cases is that the receiver, the person that's viewing, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't understand that this is entertainment.
Yeah.
In a sense, it's really like a live reality show from your peers. It's a real live reality show from your peers, and we're choosing what images we want to put out there. But sometimes you have people, a lot of times with children, to where we can't decipher what's real or what's fake. And we try to keep up with that.
Yeah.
And then what happens is you may have, you know, it can be a thing within business to where you can have one business partner looking at somebody else and thinking that this is where we need to be. We need to be here right now. And then that can cause friction. That same concept within a relationship, you know what I'm saying? To the point to where it's like, this is what we need to be doing. We need to be on a trip and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, baby. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Or a guy feeling as if his woman's supposed to look like a Instagram model.
A model, 24/7.
You know what I'm saying? All day. Go to sleep, wake up, be in TikTok outfits and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Cooking and that. But the reality is life don't really look like that. So I get it. I get it when a person has to back away and detox, you know, if that's what y'all call it, you know, because you have to be a well-rounded individual to
if your
just
spirit
realize
isn't strong enough.
No, yeah, I don't even think if your spirit is strong. Just realizing who you are, realizing you, just realizing you.
To be able to reject the temptation.
Is you. Well,
It's a part of your
anything else? Because I got temptation looking at your legs over here. Y'all can't see what she got on. I know what she got on. But
anywho, the last thing that I was gonna touch on is the fact that, you know, even with like we see it with our children, it's harder. It seems like it's harder for their generation, especially like after the demic and everything like that of being secluded and in the house, like harder for them to make friends, so they think social media and things of that outlet is the only way that they can make friends, especially like our kids do the Fortnite and the Roblox and things of that sort. And I'm like, no, you just do not understand. And this goes for like what I said too with young adults. Like, you need face-to-face interaction with people. I don't care if you going to the mall or the grocery store, like, you need some type of interaction with people to build up your confidence when it comes to socializing and being in an environment. Because, I mean, you said it about me before, working remote. Like, I was getting
comfortable.
Yeah.
Relaxed.
But remote jobs are dope because it depends on your lifestyle.
Yeah, it depends on the individual as well.
Yeah, that too. But I feel that being able to, you know, get back out there and then be in the workforce and then interacting with people, you tend to see in a sense like, oh, like this is what work is like again.
You have to listen. I think with stuff like that, you have to realize and be all of this is being real with who you are. Yeah. Now we're sticking with the whole thing of the remote jobs. You have, in my opinion, you need to be a self-motivated individual because you have, I ain't gonna say you have a lot of leeway or lag time, but let's not negate the fact that we see people joking and I done pulled up on you a couple of times. I got pictures to where you at the kid's school, but you at work. You working remote.
Yep.
I've seen people online talking about, they running a Target and they doing this and doing that.
With my laptop.
But they at work.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could do that, but it's a lot more it's a lot more to that. Like this could be for a guy and woman. You know what I'm saying? If you work at home, remote. It's a thing to where, because it's certain things that you won't do if you got that face-to-face, okay? Working face-to-face, you got to go into a physical building. You are not just going to let your hair just be any type of way and sit up in the robe. You're not going into your place of work like that. At home, you will do that. That's something that you may do. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be that type of person where, you know what, let me get up, let me put on my clothes, let me at least do this, let me do a little something to my hair. I ain't going to let my hair. No, same thing for a guy. Letting the face be all messed up and all of that. If you need haircuts, how would you take that if I'm working remote and I'm like, you know what, I ain't got to get my locks did. I ain't got to mess with my dang on face. I'm going to go once every 6 months and get this stuff done. You would look kind of crazy. You need to be motivated. Like, it's certain. I think it's a certain. You got to be a certain type of person, in my opinion.
Daddy, I don't want to be motivated. I want to be a little girl, not a big girl.
Okay, that sounds kind of creepy.
I'm just joking.
That sounds kind of creepy. I think you need some motherfucking help.
Shut up.
Some help.
Nah, but seriously, like, I felt like what it was for me, like, yeah, it was a comfort type of thing. But in a sense, it was like, why sometimes? Like, some days I would get up and put on little spandexes and, sit at the table with my little scarf on my head.
It's dope. It's dope. But like I said, it does take you out of, you can be easily taken out of the element of engaging with people outside of your home. Engaging with people, from all walks of life because of different backgrounds that you may work with I think is good for you because it teaches you how to navigate through this world. It's not, when you go outside, you're not curating a safe environment. You have to be able to understand and, as they say, read the room, know who to deal with, you know what I'm saying?
Store.
Yeah, we got to read everything,
And that was from a movie, just so you know. So.
Oh, whatever it is. But
I'm
anyway,
I'm a movie head.
All right. So other than that, so that's what I suggest, man. Just realize your limits on that. Be real with yourself, and you got anything to add?
Yeah, communicate effectively. I would say that whether if you are using text messages, IM, instant messaging, DMing, and things of that sort. Everybody do not know if you are being serious or if you are joking or how to read it sometimes. Sometimes you have to make sure you put extra emphasis on, like, I'm just playing, just kidding, haha, LOL, or whatever the case, I would even say, taking breaks, even if it's for a few hours a day, like just giving yourself like some mental clarity and doing what you got to do for yourself so that you don't get so overwhelmed that it's building up over time. So,
yep, that's
what I got.
All right. That's about it. That will do it from here.
All right.
What the fuck? Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect. Imperfect. Imperfectly